split second. I got you. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same the other way around, though.
I'm sure it works. I'm sure it works. And you know what? I'm sure these drafts work too. These look like good drafts to me.
I like it. I think Nat broke it down best with the Onslaught Trample with
Onslaught,
the Solar
Trample
Guardian.
into Solar Guardian.
Perfect.
I mean, I don't know what they didn't follow. It's great. You jump in and then you jump in. It's a double jumper combo.
Hey, it used to be all about circles. Now it's about jumping in.
Yeah.
That's the real change that I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
But it's looking all right. I'm a big fan of CDUB. I got to follow them in the closed qualifiers. It was exciting times, but as the season has gone on, I'm a huger, bigger, massiver fan of DogChamp. Been loving watching RCY.
Yeah, RCY to me, probably him and BGod have probably been like the two standout players overall through the season for me that like have really impressed me. And yeah, I think RCY on this Pango, definitely a guy to keep his eye on. Though he is going up against Primal Beast. And while Mark hasn't been dominating his lane as much, I think this is a lane that Primal Beast can really do some damage on. I'm surprised he skilled the trample before the lane started though, because I think you want Uproar on this lane. You can power deny against Pango really hard.
So if you're saying you want to go for the Uproar, like what's the build for the Primal Beast here? Because I remember when Primal Beast like first kind of came into the mix, it was only one in Uproar with like heavy in the Onslaught Trample, but obviously that was more side lane build, I would say. Than
That's
lane
still
build.
what you do. That's still pretty much how you approach it on the mid. You want to have a lot of points in your fighting spells, but it's just for that laning stage. Getting 1 point Uproar, it has no mana cost. It is so amazing. It gives you armor stacks, gives you damage, gives you base damage to last hit. It's just absolutely amazing as a mid laner. And so far, he skilled this trample, but he hasn't used it a single time. So I feel like there's just lost value. But I suppose he's going for a full QW build and won't go Uproar at all until probably like level 11 or something.
Yeah, waiting a long time for that, and I wonder if we'll see anybody even rotate over mid for CDUB as the Mirana's getting low. Duster, who's standing in for this CDUB lineup. Interesting little combination of this Dawnbreaker and Mirana. Not really much setup for an arrow.
Yeah, I don't think it's the strongest lane. Mirana is a +5 that can do a lot of auto attacks. Top lane, by the way, we are gonna get
Yuma.
Yeah, we're gonna get maybe CM should be fine to his wolf, right? No, actually gotta go down.
I think Money 9 thought he was okay. That or he not a lot of health and mana. Might as well just die and come back full health, full mana. Why not?
Get full healed by the wolf in
Makes
one
sense.
painless little swoop.
We have really seen Marcy's kind of pop off once they hit 6. That Unleash power spike is kind of disgusting.
Yeah, it's really huge. The ability to dish out so much damage so quickly, even when she doesn't have that many items. While a lot of teams favor this hero. I mean, I prefer this to what we saw in the last series. We saw some Terrorblade and Medusa picks. I think that's way too greedy in the current patch. So these hyper-aggressive active cores are thriving. And I think Marcy, it might be better than I give it credit for.
Yeah, well, Yuma's been on a good amount of heroes as they'll dispose Eula and try to just get this chase up in the top lane, but Lycan's able to just waddle away. Yuma's played a couple of heroes. I think his heroes pool has been pretty diverse. I remember seeing him on like the Shadow Fiend as well. Like he's not locked into say the Terrorblades and the Medusas and one style of play up top.
Yeah, he plays Morphling as well, so I play that in some game. Yeah, he plays a few different things. He showed his level 30 Morphling, right? And I don't know. I think overall the heroes that seem to be the most successful, though, to me, are the ones that are looking to do exactly this.
Ooh, Sanctified. Good bushwhack on it, too. That was really well done with the Acorn shot, just throwing a tree in the middle of them both. Just to stay alive.
That was good survival. Actually, was that Acorn shot? I think that was an Iron Branch he planted, because he had Acorn shot cooldown. That was just an Iron Branch play.
Yeah.
So really smooth, though.
So making it done, making some trees. Now he's got Acorn shot, but he doesn't have the mana for both of them. So he can't exactly throw the combo out at these heroes to stop them from like continuing to put the pressure on. He wants to get a stick, but the lack of mana is kind of a bit of an issue here for the side of CDUB up top.
overall,
just allowing Yuma to do whatever he wants. Bottom lane, they should be able to get a kill here on Double King, taking out that Dawnbreaker pretty early. And Italiana Gangster and Giant, it used to be Yaren, but Giant subbed in the last couple. Still looking like a good offlane.
It's definitely a hard lane for the Dawnbreaker to stay alive here, because the magic harassment coming out from Rubik plus the Beastmaster with non-stop spam, Mangles, they have a Bessie as well. So much mana being invested here, and ultimately you can't really stay alive as a Dawn. Like, what are you gonna do?
So if Dawnbreaker doesn't get off to a good start, like DogChamp, it feels like with Beastmaster and the lineup that they have can kind of just run through once they hit level 6 and find like a 15-minute mark.
This is also where the Primal Beast has a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Like, he got the biggest shoulders in the game, I guess, but he really has to step up and use them, because if Dawn doesn't have a good start, they need someone to create that space, and that is going to be your mid Primal Beast.
Duster forced to leap under the tower, and Mark, he was trying to stay aggressive on RCY. He's thrown out some damage, but other than that, it really hasn't been the best. Top lane is Sanctified, dropping a Bloody 9 using that Frostbite, so mana, not an issue right now for the Crystal Maiden to get a kill on a Hoodwink that's just a little bit too far away from the Lycan, and all the lanes for DogChamp kind of pointing towards success at the moment. And if you're CDUB, what's, other than Primal Beast, are there any other answers that you can kind of put pressure on?
Nah, it's just this. Start making rotations early with the Primal Beast, get some moves done, and control runes and try to play high tempo. That's what they need to do. Because bottom lane, they might be able to.
Ooh,
not gonna get the kill.
One more right click to get the kill there on the Mirana. Italiana Gangster gets to survive, throwing some axes at Double King, and he's fine for now. Does he have any regen? He's got a shared Tango. He's also got this early Helm of the Iron Will, so early extra regen and armor. So it's really keeping him safe.
He's more than fine at this point. Just gonna slowly regen back up and throw some axes to keep down the HP of this Dawnbreaker as well. We see rune control. The 6-minute runes, a little bit of a attempt by Rubik here to control, but it's gonna be a regen spawning for the Pango. Very good for him.
Which I think is really important, right? Like, you've got the bottle here for Mark, and I think when he made that rotation over top of the Onslaught, bottom lane, Italiana Gangster, he'll fall, so Helm of the Iron Will, maybe give him a little bit too much confidence in this lane, and they might be able to get Giant too while Ela dies top, so 2 kills bottom for CDUB, and meanwhile, RCY, he mirrors the rotation to go for the Lycan up in the top lane. Yeah, Mark's done good with these rotations so far.
He has, yeah, especially considering that, they're gonna get Sanctified too.
Yeah, so it ends up being 2 apiece in the side lanes. That's actually, it works for Mark, because you're saying they need to keep Mark kind of towards the top, but you don't want to be giving up that much.
You don't want to give up that much, but at the same time, you're the one who didn't get the power rune, right? Like, you're working at a disadvantage. So the fact that they did get 2 kills bottom, like Mark coming in there, having the impact, and even though he died top now, that gives a chance for a support to TP mid and give that refill for the Primal Beast to keep having high impact.
That smoke was spotted.
Yeah.
They'll still try to make the move, and
it might still work is the thing, because you got to run so far back here to stay safe. And the push is going to come under a tower. Lycan is going to come shove it.
Yeah, Onslaught into a trample. They've got Pulverize. There's a way to stop it, but if they get a bushwhack or anything, it's
like he's clearing the neutrals, but this time that your Primal Beast is investing, he needs to go ASAP on the tower.
Especially, it's given time for RCY to rotate too.
Yeah, now it could backfire if you go on the tower. The Pango roll is ready.
Yeah. So they're going to start with the Onslaught. That's going to be a Bloody 9. Immediately a Rolling Thunder, and that's going to pop him up under the tower. So Mark goes to the Pulverize, but stopped immediately by the Frostbite and the Rolling Thunder coming in from RCY. And that timing is exactly what causes him to die. It's the fact that RCY is able to make a rotation, and it should be too, with Sanctified now running. But Bushwhack, not sure how much that's going to matter with a shield crash and a right click from RCY.
Yeah, RCY has just completely stopped this, and yeah, tempo was the difference maker there. Maybe if they immediately started shoving on the tower, they could have made a play, but good reaction by Dog. Of course, they had that information all along. If you see the smoke coming a mile away like that, you better be counterplaying that.
That ward also just spotted Mirana going up into the top lane. Duster coming with a
still lands though.
Yeah, still ends the arrow. Onslaught with the arrow landing, but the dispose Yuma. He needs to watch out because Duster's coming under the tower, and they'll go to the Solar Guardian from Double King. Celestial Hammer thrown forward. Double King can't get a kill onto RCY. He doesn't have
farming level
Rolling Thunder
6.
for another 20 seconds.
One more creep like an ulti.
Oh, there it is. Good bushwhack. That means they're going to be able to shapeshift. They'll look for the Starbreaker. The arrow's not going to land. Onslaught also curving around RCY. They're still chasing. They've got 5 heroes going after these heroes. They got to get something out of it, but they'll find nothing.
Yeah, they're just flailing at this point.
Oh, Duster.
Oh,
Swashbuckle to get at least one going the other way. It's leaving Beastmaster by himself, too. Like, Italiana Gangster loves this. Pulverized Giant, he's gonna fall, so they'll at least get one. Bushwhack onto the Crystal Maiden, onslaught onto the tower once again. You need to be careful because Freezing Field, and they're about to have the Rolling Thunder available to them as well. So RCY could even turn this again, and I almost want to say he might full team wipe if they're not too careful.
Yeah, bit by bit, he's just chipping away at them here, getting kill after kill. Nice play by Bloody Nine on his CM too. The CM ulti there with the 20 armor kept him alive from the wolves attacking him. And yeah, of course, even the attack speed's low. The wolves were doing absolutely no damage. But this is really disastrous so far for CDUB. They're trying so hard to push top, but they're not really connecting the way they need to. 3,000 gold lead already, and look at the CS chart, man. The net worth is a lead all across the board for the cores of the Dire, and the same on the CS.
Yeah, it's going rough, and I think it's a little bit of the chemistry, the timings that have been just a bit off. And when you send all 5 heroes here and you leave Italiana Gangster to do whatever he wants, like, he's already got the Helm of the Dominator, and he's working on the Helm of the Overlord with damage being done to this tier 1 tower too. Like, that is about to really open up the game for DogChamp with
Yeah, the second catapult will seal the deal here. They're trying mid to make a play, charging in, but getting frostbent by the CM, who is sitting around and protecting. And
Duster.
Mirana?
Leaping in and dying. Celestial Hammer, Bloody Nine, Starbreaker coming through, and well, Bloody Nine is able to get something off the Crystal Nova. They're still going after RCY, but with the Swashbuckle and the Shield Crash, Mark's not exactly feeling too safe.
I mean, this is just DogChamp winning all over the place, though. Getting a kill there in that skirmish top. Maybe they will finally lose something, but jump away.
Yuma trying to run. Celestial Hammer doesn't land. The TP 10 for the Starbreaker at the last second. That works out.
He went for the hidden spot. That corner, if you run all the way into that corner, you're actually invisible unless people go into the corner as well. So it's a nice hidey spot.
Almost worked out. Leap forward. Starstorm, Frostbite, Freezing Field, Duster. That is never great, but you're going to lose 1 and 2 with Mark going down as well to RCY. And RCY, not surprising. He is unstoppable at the moment.
Tower is down immediately.
Yeah, that is now your mid and your bottom just both gone.
Yeah, and he can now either choose to move top, but since you already lost your tier 1 top, probably just go and start threatening that tier 2 and keep working on your timing. That's the most important thing, right? Beastmaster getting that Helm of the Overlord is going to be so much faster, I think, than the Lyca in this game. Like, a huge difference.
And the net worth's not exactly too crazy in the splits between the two of them, but it's still like, I feel like Italiana Gangster, it's not even just that, it's the experience as well. He's 2 levels ahead of the Lycan. Yeah,
2 full levels. And top.
That is rough.
Mark is trying to make a move here on Primal Beast. Like, he's the most important player to watch for CDUB. They need to make stuff happen around him. But bottom, though.
Bottom lane. 29's here, but Frostbite, Italiana Gangster, well, he's still working on this Dawnbreaker and just surviving, but eventually falls to the chase of that Centaur, and they'll get the kill on a Double King. They'll look over at Duster. Does he have any leaps? No, he's out of charges, so he is stunned up, killed off. Double kill for Italiana Gangster, while over in the river, they at least get Giant. So, again, something for their trouble, but they might just lose another with this is a bad spot to be against the Rolling Thunder. Right on the steps, popping an illusion rune. Ela needs to get out of dodge, and well, RCY kind of does the same with the Swashbuckle away from Mark, who's onslaughting in, but they got the Bushwhack. They'll have the Pulverize and the Trample to take a 6-time spree out of his hands.
Yeah, that was actually a really nice reaction overall there, and he got a little bit cornered on Pango as people were all around the Primal Beast charging in as well. Couldn't finish the job there. So a little bit of a nice fight. Unfortunately, there was a double Upsword plant, but, you know, sometimes that happens. A little bit of extra vision there on that top rune spot.
Or a little bit of extra money if you're the opponent's support. That might be nice.
Yeah, that's
2 for 1 on a sentry. It's
a good deal.
Value.
It's a very good deal. Speaking
will
of
say-
the vision game, overall, the Dire vision game is pretty good this game. They've dropped, like, they prioritize the deep vision here around the area that they want to play. And they're forcing engagements to happen in that area.
Well, D-Ward coming out from Duster, and I was thinking about the same thing, the deep vision, and that came off that fight over mid. So, 4K lead, they're coming through because they know it's been dewarded, and with that, why not play aggressively? You should know that somebody's at least close to nearby. You're also cutting across for double king, right? Like, this is good movement so far from DogChamp.
Yeah, they're just cutting after him, like you mentioned. He's probably just going to TP out here and keep farming, though. He did manage to squeeze a lot of farm out of the, the dead lane here, bottom, double king, managing to get the most value. But who is also getting most value is Yuma, going for that Battle Fury on the Marcy, which, if you're against a Lycan, it makes sense, right? You can kill the army so quickly and get some extra farm speed as well while you're at it.
So the game kind of slowing down a little bit, but the odds were heavily favoring DogChamp prior, and they're kind of still in the same spot, almost edging a little bit more towards CDUB than where they were pre-series, but still, like, no surprise that DogChamp have the better odds, brought to you by esportsbet.io. And they've been playing better so far. But I still don't think CDUB's out of it by any means. I think they've kind of stopped the bleeding. Freezing field, though, as it's going, with a sharpshooter from Sanctified, and he'll drop down the Seeds of Serenity to just walk away from this Crystal Maiden.
I have to say that Blood and 9 makes CM look so good. Like, every single little engagement he takes, he's making the correct moves immediately. A lot of people would randomly just die to a Hoodwink there, but, I mean, he's higher level than the Hoodwink on his pos 5 CM here. He's played good, and he really uses the ulti really well, too. Like, even the short ulti channel and then disengages.
He's not afraid to use it. That's the thing. Like, I guess 100 seconds isn't exactly the longest cooldown, but still, I feel like when you're Crystal Maiden, you kind of want to have it in your arsenal, but he's not afraid to just use it, right?
Whoa, the toss back there. Mid-leap, the dispose comes in. And there's a trampling Rubik coming through.
Duster! There's the telekinesis just at the end. Also steals leap, so now he's going to have a little bit of a gap close. Coming over to swashbuckle and disarm Ela, and now get the Ancient Ice Shaman, which is Lacoste's favorite ancient creep.
Really?
He says it's got a beautiful face. Sanctified.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing you can love about that one. It's such a sad ancient.
Just runs away with the shapeshift. Like, he'll go towards top and maybe get a push out of this, but that's not exactly the best usage of an ult.
That's a feels bad ulti right there. They are turning it into a gank. They're
yeah, Yuma. We're just going to rebound away, trying to escape the wolves as well as this ancient Thunderhide. Gets under the tower, and that's... While they were giving a glance over at Roche. Mid lane, though, Mark's in trouble. That's the onslaught coming out from Giant. They'll go to the Solar Guardian and looking for a freezing field, but that gets stopped immediately. They get the kill to Mark. They'll look over at Bloody 9. The last click's going to be there from Duster. Rolling Thunder, cutting into the trees. Sanctified, scurrying over to the side. They've got 3 heroes nearby with the Primal Roar from Italiana Gangster. They've got the lockdown to get the kill here on a double king. RCY is over to the side. Duster Sanctified, not really much they could do with an acorn shot thrown forward, but a rebound right on top of Duster to get the kill to the Mirana. And now even looking for Sanctified. Oh, 30 health, but just endures it.
That was so close to him going down as well there. And a lot of this is like a massive engagement happening where your offlaner is not able to take part, right? You use the Lycan ulti to run away, so he's just doing what he can, trying to split push top, but all this tempo that Dog are playing around, so much of it comes from the Beastmaster. Like, he comes in with a roar, secures a good kill there, and then pushes the tower. The difference in what the offlaners are able to establish this game is pretty big to me.
Yeah, there's a huge difference in impact, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess even more so if you want to really compare across the board, then RCY is just dominating on his Pango, whereas Mark is just struggling to connect right now.
And it's interesting because Mark kind of had himself, a good showing for the first part of it, like recovering really well and trying to hold it together for his team. But I think a couple of poor movements led to him kind of falling apart. And unfortunately for him, like, when you're this Primal Beast, you really want this BKB as quickly as possible. When the timing's slow on it, it feels like it really shuts down your progression.
Yeah, no, definitely that's That's so true. They're trying to contest this Roche now, as they know losing that Aegis.
Oh, what a rebound. Right into the Unleash in the freezing field. Sanctified, Double King, both dropping as they were hitting Roche. They're also going to find Elo. They'll go to the Onslaught, trample right on top of the Italiana Gangster, but he's able to walk away. It goes to the Primal Roar. They get the go to Elo. They'll take out Duster. Should be a full team wipe, but Mark with the BKB that's newly finished isn't going to help him. And it is a full team wipe here for DogChamp, as they are the dog champions of that fight.
Yeah, that was a nice initiation there, and I mean, full team wipe for that fight as well. Now everything is starting to look extremely grim. It was like, you know, falling a little bit behind, but now a full 11,000 lead at 19 minutes with Aegis fresh in hands. Already taken care of the mid tower and the bottom tier 2 as well. This is looking painful.
It's crazy to think that Yuma, honestly, he's 5-1-6, but it's a quiet 5-1-6. We've been talking about RCY and Italiana Gangster, even the Crystal Maiden more. Like, he's having a solid game, and it's just like, all right, well, everybody else is also looking great around him, too. Solar Guardian, Iwa, under the Shroud of the Moonlight Shadow. They'll go after Giant Starbreaker. Mech not enough to keep him alive as Italiana Gangster juking away from the Onslaught. He's still going to die here, as Double King takes away his 5-time spree, and they get a bit of a shutdown.
Yeah, I mean, they get something, they get a little bit of a return, but now, even trying to mobilize and do more with the DD rune here on Pango, it's so risky, and he almost has the full Aghanims on Pango. Like, that's when, even Fear mentioned it on panel, the Pango getting Aghanims and Basher, like the scary territory of Pango, we haven't even reached that. He's owning this much before he gets all that.
Yeah, Rolling Thunder, and with that Blink Dagger, it makes it so hard to get out of this, especially when Yuma pops the Unleash with the new Basher in hand. Unleash Basher feels kind of broken. It feels really strong.
Yeah, it's like guaranteed, right? You just run up on someone and just punch them. He even gets the extra value there, still has the duration.
And RCY, ooh, missing a Swashbuckle. Not sure that's going to matter, but he'll try to get away. Duster. Oh, nice leap. That Swashbuckle did make the difference.
Yeah, and cutting wave top now. Rubik just setting up that they can go and take the tower. Of course, they can just go in with a Helm of Overlord here. This tower is standing for now, but there's no backdoor protection for tier 1, so...
Well, that's going to be a dead tower.
No, it's just unfair.
Yeah. The Gangster has his BKB coming out, I think, too. Yep.
Yeah, nice TP out by Mark. Not going to get caught as he's trying to cut some creep waves here, get whatever he can. But all of CDUB are pretty much stuck in base right now, struggling to get back on the map and have some impact.
There's that Ags, and it's a short little trip away from getting delivered. This 5-man smoke kind of feels like it's make or break. We either win this fight or we call GG. Being down already by 14,000. The Onslaught missed the mark. Now the Primal Roar, it's out on a Double King. And pop the BKB, and the chase is on. Mark also pops his BKB, but it's all for Bloody 9. Like, this is all for a Crystal Maiden. They go to the Pulverize. Can they at least get this kill? They do. At least Bloody 9 dies, but Sanctified trying to run. They've got the newly formed Mags on the Pangolier. They get the kill on a Giant, but they're going to end up losing Duster, potentially even more. They need some vision, as they've got the Moonlight Shadow to work with, but still losing Mark. And as they rebound and blink forward, they won't find Sanctified.
They do scan him, though. Yeah, they're going to chase after. They're trying to find him. Hoodwink, though, is going to be able to run away, I think, and stay safe. But it's just like a... I don't know. The amount of chase coming out from this Blink Pango, along with the Marcy with the Blink, as well as the rebound, they're able to catch people so deep.
Yeah, it's... not great when you have to chase that far for just a Crystal Maiden, as they're going to rebound, dispose on a Double King who has that shard, so he has a little bit of magic immunity when using that Starbreaker. They'll look for the Sharpshooter, take the Aegis out of the hands here of the Marcy, but look at Double King. Just a jump in from RCY and a Swashbuckle back. He gets a clean kill for free, basically.
Yeah, that was very nicely played. He jumped in, got the 3-hero shield crash, so 60% damage reduction. So even though he dove under tower there, he's completely fine. He doesn't die at half HP. He can just make that aggressive play, really pushing his hero to the limits.
Yeah, RCY, I think with the rest of his team being so confident, it's just like he can feel free to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, and even more so once he finishes this shard. He just got the gold for it in one creep now. And with that, then he can, you know, have an extra tool for survivability. You can always get your roll up immediately using that.
Arcane rune too. Bottle that up. He has controlled every power rune, it seems. There was like one that went to Duster with the haste, but other than that, I think it's been all RCY and DogChamp.
Yeah, pretty much. And so much of this game, I mean, we talk about the rotations and the impact of the different players and so on, but a lot of it comes down to just good vision as well from Dog. They had, you know, really nicely placed wards and were able to scout some of the rotations early on to play CDUB, and that makes it difficult for them to get those ganks going.
They really love this 250 gold.
I wonder how many times they've killed it by now.
They just killed one top two, and it went to Yuma, so they are getting a lot of gold out of this.
I mean, Diffusal is one of the best things to have against Dominator, so it's one thing that makes Pango even better.
The Starbreaker is going to end, and that leaves him to get Primal Roared and hit with the Rolling Thunder. They've got some follow-up damage with the Fade Bolt, and RCY turning it around and coming back to get the kill there onto the Dawnbreaker. They do have buyback as he'll blink away.
Yeah, having his fun, diving around a little bit, but ultimately getting out. No Pango roll right now, but teamfight is still not trivial.
Bottom tier 1 tower looks like it'll drop for the side of DogChamp while they get racks.
Not even that. It's actually gonna stay alive at 16 HP.
Oh.
No money for you. We gotta send someone over.
Siege creep, maybe? BKB into the Pulverize. They'll go to the Solar Guardian. They've got the Sharpshooter. Italiano Gangster's going to pop his own BKB, but now Mark's used his just for that, and they haven't even gotten a kill out of it. The buyback and the insta-dive from Double King and the stolen Pulverize on a Duster. They turned him to dust.
That looks so funny. Rubik just picking someone up, and here comes the roll again, the GG.
Oh, they just called GG. Yeah, DogChamp making it look pretty easy, which has been a trend for them in this DPC season so far.
Yeah, they're looking like the dominant team to, you know, easily cruise up into the Division 1 here, taking down